In this video, you're going to create your vision board. If this is the first time you're creating a vision board, congratulations. This video will give you a step-by-step process on how I create or how I am creating my 2025 vision board and how you can create yours as well. If you're already familiar with creating vision boards, then let me in the comment section if you've created yours for 2025, and if you haven't, hopefully this video gives you a boost to do so. Now I have all of my supplies here, but before we go into creating our beautiful vision board, I'm just going to give you the structure for how to create your vision board. First thing you want to do is pray. Yes, I know, I'm a Christian, I'm a child of God, and I believe in the power of prayer, right? So I didn't used to do this before. I'll just go ahead and create my vision board and then later pray. Or maybe when I'm halfway into the year and I'll start praying, oh God, please help me do this, please help me achieve that, you know. However, I decided this time around to pray first, right? Because when you're creating your vision board, you want to create something that aligns with God's will and purpose for your life in this season. Sometimes the mistake that we make is that we go ahead and make our plans, and when it's not, you know, happening the way we want it, we then bring God in. This time around, I want you to bring God in first, right? So if you haven't already, pray about what you want your year to look like, or ask God what He wants your year to look like, and then you can now go ahead to create your vision board. I did that in 2024, and I think towards the end of 2024, and I did not start writing my goals down for 2025 till 2025. And specifically, let me check my notes app. Specifically on the 9th of January, that's when I started writing down my goals. So I had prayed already towards the end of 2024, and then I had an idea of what my 2025 was going to look like, and then I went ahead and started writing my goals down for the year. So once you have done the prayer part of it, if you believe in the power of prayer, then we move into the next phase, which is setting a structure for your vision board. Now, to ensure that at the end of your season or your year, the period that you're creating this vision board for, you do not feel like you have concentrated on some parts and neglected the others, what you're going to do is get a pen and a paper, or your notepad, or your journal, or your laptop, wherever, however you write things down or jot things down, get that. And what you're going to do is divide your life into major areas. Okay, for me, I have 7 key areas. I have personal growth and well-being, I have professional life or business, I have relationships, I have financial wellness, I have lifestyle and environment, I have creative and leisure, and I have spiritual. So these are the 7 areas that I have divided my vision board or my life into, just to be sure that I'm not leaving out any area or aspect of my life, so that when I'm doing my analysis or my review at the end of 2025, I am confident that I covered every aspect of my life. So once you have done that, so you have divided your life into key areas, what you now do is go into each of those sections and put in your goals, right? So you can have 1 goal, you can have 2 goals, you can have 5 goals, you can have 10 goals per section. It is specific to you. It depends on a lot of things. You know your capacity, you know your capabilities, and you know how big or small your goals are. You know how many goals you can take at once, right? Just do what works for you, right? I, for instance, have 2 goals per area, so that's a total of 14 goals. However, I have over 30 images for my vision board, and I'll tell you why. Now, after listing out the goals for each area of your life, what you want to do, this is for your own tracking purposes, right? And to keep you accountable, what you want to do is break down each goal into actionable steps. For instance, if you have a financial goal of maybe making $1 million in or by the end of 2025, then in your notepad, you want to write down the little things that would help you achieve that, right? For instance, I have, for my business goals, one of my goals is to get monetized on YouTube, right? Now, to get monetized on YouTube, I need to have 4,000 watch hours and over 1,000 subscribers in 365 days. So that is the main goal. Now, my actionable steps, things that are within my control, right? What do I need to do to achieve that? What do I need to do to get to 4,000 subscribers? Sorry, to get 4,000 watch hours, public watch hours, and 1,000 subscribers. I probably have to maybe start uploading more, right? Because the more I upload, the more videos on my channel, and then when people come on my channel, they can see other videos to keep watching, and that will increase my watch time. They'll probably subscribe when they watch a number of videos that they like, you know, on and on till it snowballs and I get the desired public watch hours that will help me get monetized. Okay, so I already know that one actionable step is to be more consistent with my uploads here on YouTube. So I can also break it down further. All right, so if in the past I've been having issues uploading videos on my channel every week, what are the things that I can do to ensure that this year it is not a challenge, right? So for instance, if last year a major challenge for me was finding a filming space, so by the time I think of putting together a filming space, I've lost the time because I have kids and I may have to go and attend to them at one point or the other. I can decide that, okay, for this year, you know what, to remove that distraction or that impediment of putting together a filming set, I'm going to find a room in the house to make my filming space. So I'll just set up the lights and everything so that I know that once I want to film, what I need to do is walk in there, put on the lights and start filming, instead of scrambling to set up my lights and set up my camera and do this and do that and make my environment clutter free and all of that stuff. So these are little things, and this is really what would make your vision board effective. Because if you go ahead and just put very huge, beautiful sounding goals on your vision board, and you've not taken the time to sit down and think of what can help you achieve those goals, they may just have a board filled with beautiful images that will be gathering dust at the back of your couch. So you've divided your vision board into key areas of your life, you've put in the different goals for the key areas, and you've now written out your actionable steps. The next step is to find your images. You can get your vision board images from a variety of places, right? I personally use Pinterest. I don't know, I just love using Pinterest to look for images for my vision board. However, this year I realized that there were specific images, right? Because you have to be very specific. There were specific images, like specific words that I wanted that I wasn't seeing on Pinterest, and I had to go on Google Images to look for them, and I found them on Google Images. So wherever you want to find your vision board images from, go there and look for them. However, this is what you need to do first before you start looking for your vision board images. Look at each goal, right? And think of an image that would help you immediately remember that goal. And this is specific and different for everybody. So if I have a goal, for instance, to travel to London this year, what image will I see on my vision board that will help me remember immediately that I want to travel to London this year? For you, it may be a picture of a British Airways aircraft. The British Airways is the official carrier for the United Kingdom, I believe, right? So for you, that may be a perfect visual reminder to travel to London this year. For me, I might decide that maybe I want to put a picture of the London Eye. Maybe because I also want to travel to other countries this year, and if I just put an aircraft, I may not remember the exact locations. So maybe for London, I want to put the London Eye. For another country, I want to put another monument that will help me remember those specific locations. So they are specific to you. All right, so for each goal, think of an image that would immediately help you remember. Like, what you want is that 5 years after, 10 years after, when you see those images, you can immediately remember what goals you wanted to achieve, or what goals those images reminded you of when you created the vision board in the past. I'm saying this because I do not discard my images, right? So I started creating my vision board. I think I created my first vision board in 2021 or so. Or was it 2020? I can't remember right now, right? And I've kept the images. So anytime I'm creating a fresh vision board, I take off the images for the previous year from the board, put them together in an envelope, and label the envelope with the past year. It's such a beautiful experience and a beautiful practice. That way, right, I can go into sometimes just open maybe a 2023 envelope to see what goals I had set for myself in 2023 and how many I achieved. Sometimes even see how far I have come, right? Are there things that I put on the vision board that I now have and did not even realize when I had them or when I got them? You know, just it's very good for reflection. All right, so make sure the images that you are picking are specific to you and would immediately help you remember the goal that you have set for yourself in that area of your life. Now, you can get your images also from magazines, all right, from magazines, from newspapers. You can write your images. For instance, if you want to have words on your board to remind me we have different words for the year, or different words that will guide you for the year, right? You can decide to write them down by yourself on a piece of paper and pin or glue or staple to your board, whatever works for you. Because I get my images from Pinterest, I usually would download the images, put it together in Canva, and then print them out. In the past, I have had people ask me what paper I use to print out my vision board images, because they come out looking like magazine pages and they are called art paper, right? So if this is one page, for instance, I don't know if you can tell, it's glossy. Can you see? Yeah, it's glossy and it looks like a page from a magazine. Now I do this because I want the images to last all year on my vision board, because I feel like if I use regular paper, it can easily tear. This can tear, but regular paper can tear more easily, and maybe it can wrinkle, the print can start fading, the picture can start fading, and all of that. But with this stays fresh all through the year. In fact, the images from 2021 still look as new as when I put them on my vision board in 2021. So these are called art, or this paper is called art paper. I don't know if there's any other name for it, but that's the name that the printer that I use called it. Okay, so now your vision board, you've gotten the structure, right? You have your images ready, and let's talk supplies. For my vision board, I have a board, obviously, right? I had this board made in 2021, or whenever I did my first vision board, right? And I don't change my board. I use the same board yearly, right? Because this is like, it's not a cork board or anything inferior. It's like an actual, I had this made, someone made it for me, right? So I have my board. Your board can be bigger, it can be smaller, whatever works for you. Now, because of the type of board that I have, I use pins. I'm not sure what these pins are called, tack pins or board pins or thumb pins, I don't know. But I use these pins to pin the images to my board. If I had a cork board, maybe I'd have used glue to glue the images to my board or something, I don't know. But because I have this board, the inside of the board is made with a velvet like fabric, right? And it has some thickness to it, so you can actually pin stuff on it and it will stay. And this is why I use the board over and over. So instead of gluing things and then the next year I'll look for a fresh board, I just would use a pin to pin the images to the board. And then when I'm creating a new vision board, I'll take down all the images, put together in an envelope, like I said, label it, and then do a fresh one for the year. So I've been using this board for at least 4 years at this point. And then something else that you need is a pair of scissors. Nothing fancy, to be very honest. I just wanted to be fancy and I got this one. So this has jagged edges, just for fancy. You don't need to get anything like this. Just a regular scissors would do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to create my vision board while you create yours, and then I'll come back at the end to show you what I have done. Like I said initially, even though I have 14 goals in total, I have about 31 images on my board, and that is because in addition to images that would remind me of my goals, I've also added words that I want to guide me this year. For instance, I have obedience, I have mercy, I want to overcome the fear of failure, I want to be a blessing to others. So instead of constantly asking God to bless me, to give me this, to give me that, I also want to be a blessing to others. So I have put that on my board for a reminder. Make it as visually interesting for you as you can, right? And I am done with my vision board. There's something so therapeutic about this exercise, right? So cutting up the images, pinning the images on the board is just so relaxing, and I always love doing it. So it is done. Unfortunately, I am not sharing my vision board for this year, but I mean, I have pinned up the images and I love the way it is looking. Now, this took me less time this time around because I actually already did it on my laptop, right? So what I have on my board, the exact replica, is on my desktop. So I've used it as my desktop wallpaper. This is something that you can also do. So I have constant reminders wherever you go, or wherever you go or whatever you do. You can also make it your wallpaper on your phone if you want. I'm not really, I prefer doing that on my desktop. So it's currently it has been my desktop wallpaper even before I did this one here on the board. But what I did was I took a measurement of my board, put the dimensions on Canva, and then put the images together, so that when I was pinning up the board like I was doing now, it was easy for me to do because I knew where each image was going. I hope you found this video extremely helpful. If you have not created a vision board before, then hopefully this video inspires you to do so. And if you have not created yours for the year, it is not too late, because I'm creating mine in February. This is already the end of February, but yeah, better late than never. Okay, I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay safe, stay fabulous, stay blessed. Goodbye.